Hey, good morning, YouTubers out there. I had a question one of my viewers hit me with in the comments of one of the videos. You know, some of it's with the watts, some of it's with flat topping and them type of things, and the other one is heat. And of course, you know, I answered appropriately to the questions asked at me. I really do like answering the comments. So what I figured I'd do today, man, in this video is we're going to take this infrared thermometer and we're going to measure the temperature on the final. And I'm going to leave this radio keyed up for probably, I don't know, we'll say a good 5 minutes, and then we'll check it at 10 minutes and see what happens. And that's just going to be a straight key up, and we're going to go from there. Now, to judge the time, I got my iPad over here set up with a little stopwatch, and then the bird meter's in the back, and then also just to let you know what the gate voltage is happening at the final. Because I do use a FET. I don't use the FET that everybody commonly uses out there, which could be the 520, the 2030, the ERF 2030, or the 13N10. I don't use that final. That's not the final that Stickman uses. I use the, you know, one of the finals I found out there. Now, I've ordered thousands of finals. I've tested thousands of MOSFETs, I should say, and this has been the best one I've come up with so far. And that's one of the reasons why I see some of the watts that I see out of these radios and still keep it clean, you know, limiters all intact, stuff like that, you know, and that's what I try to tell guys, you know, we make power and keep it clean. So, but even if you want to see, you know, let me see, I'll throw the scope on too and let it warm up over there. But let's go ahead with the preliminaries. The radio's off. There's no power hooked to the radio whatsoever. So we're just going to get room temp here. So the room temperature, if you can see the little red light, it's right at the final, okay, and we're at 72.1. So that's at room temperature, and let's see, I'll stick it directly on the final. Directly on the final, 72, but it's 72.1 at the heatsink. So there you go, 71.8. But that's room temperature. This radio has not been fired up yet. We will be back here in a minute. I'm going to tape some tape around the microphone, and we're just going to leave it keyed up. I'll be back. Okay, guys, we got everything set up now. We got this on the gate voltage is where that's set at, okay? Now I've got the tape ready to rig up. Radio's powered on. Now, what I could do just for general reference, what I should have done is I should have done this too. Give me 1 second. Alright, we're back. So just to show that I'm not pulling no punches here, let's see if y'all can see that, 13.88 on the volts, okay? And that one's set at the gate voltage. Now, I don't have another clip to put on this one, on this multimeter, but let's get on with the show. What we're going to do is, we're going to start the stopwatch. I'm going to key it up. Give me 1 second. I'm going to tape the mic all up. Okay, roll the tape on the mic. As you see, my gate voltage, 3 volts. Watts, we're on the 10 watt setting over there. 5. Bird, right at the 5, 50 watt slug. Okay. Now it's been keyed up for 30 seconds. Let's just double check it. And in 30 seconds time, 77, 78. So give it some time. It'll usually go about 10 degrees higher is what we found. I mean, it'll stay lukewarm. And that's what I told the guy in the picture. I mean, in the video. We'll be back here in a minute. I'm not going to just run this timer the whole time. I mean, we're already at a minute. So we'll be back when this thing gets up to 5 minutes. Alright guys, we're back. It's been I'm a little late getting the camera going, but it's still keyed up. And as you see, my gates dropped a little bit, but that's to be expected after 5 minutes of key up. About a half of a watt volt drop. As you see, my test center is still showing almost 5, but it's below it. I didn't show the free counter a minute ago, but after 5 minutes, you see where it's at. And the scope is still on. I've got it adjusted high a little bit, you know, but it's a 5-watt dead key. So you can see the scope. It's kind of hard to really see it in here with the fluorescent. There we go. That's probably a better picture. And as you see, no weird anomalies going on in the scope. And, you know, we're going on 6 minutes strong. So let's do a little temperature check here on the heatsink. And, as you see, it's not bad. It's usually about 10 degrees hotter than what the room temperature is, and that's usually what we come up with. And the thing is a lot of times, 87, so we started at what, 71, 72, somewhere in there. You still got to deal with the driver being over here. So that's going to take some of the heat sink too. And I mean, I can sit here and just hold this. I mean, it's not, it's not hot at all. Now, the thing that most people don't think about, the audio chip. Now, I'm not passing no audio through it right now, and I still have to do this on this radio, but usually I'll put a piece of heatsink on that audio chip, because if you want to know what's going to get hot and drop these radios off, it is going to be that audio chip. Now, let's see if we can't, I'm going to try to hit it on this side of the audio chip, see what we're sitting at right now. But we're not passing no audio, so I don't expect it to be hot, you know. We're not, like I said, I'm not passing any audio through it. When you start passing audio through that audio chip is when they start getting warmed up. So it's still cool as a cucumber. You know, as you see, we're going on 7 minutes strong now. That's not bad. 4.5. I mean, it dropped about a half of a watt. Nothing crazy on the scope. So I have no issues here, man. Somebody asked that question. You know, my final must be getting hot as a firecracker. Even, I'll tell you what. Let's throw the other one on there just to show you that the voltage is still the same. Can we get a good picture? And actually, look at that. We dropped a little bit of voltage. So that could be my half amp drop. I'm sorry, half of a watt drop because of that. So, there you go. Don't know what else to really tell you, man. I mean, we're going on 8 minutes. 8 minutes strong. I mean... You can't beat this. It's raised up a little bit more. That would be expected. I've had one of these top out at about 102 after keeping it on for 20 minutes. So, not bad, man. I mean, 8 minutes strong. You asked a question. There you go. Now, I can get a little bit more watts out the radio. The problem is with the biasing circuit that I presently use, what ends up happening is the MOSFET actually drops off in power because it's getting hot. Heat takes away the power of the radio. So just when you see these guys out here telling you that they're getting, you know, all these glorified watts out of their radio, what's it doing after 5 or 10 minutes, you know? Or what's it doing in key down mode? You know, key down is especially the thing with the key down guys. You know, what are their radios actually doing after a key off? And especially if they have to consecutively key. Say if they tie up with somebody and they have to rekey, rekey, rekey. You know, that's where this takes its toll on the final. And that's one of the things that I've tried to accomplish, was keeping these finals as cool as possible. You know, I mean, when you can sit here and just hold, you know, and this is the inside of my finger, so it's not like I'm hitting it with the tip. I'm hitting it with the inside. You know, and I can just sit here and hold this all day long. And I try to tell guys this all the time. I mean, this is one of the things we learned years and years and years ago about these MOSFETs, how hot they'll get. The, you know, with the 520s and the 510s and the 2030s and that 13N10, boy, that really gets hot. I did try those there for a little bit, and I did more replacing than it was worth because they'd blow out. Because they just, it was really hard to get the bias to set on those correctly. But, hey guys, here you go. I mean, we're going on 10 minutes strong now. And, you know, we're moving, man. So, there y'all go. Stickman at the No Name Amp CB shop, and we're gone. Hope you enjoyed the video. If there's something that you got that you'd like to have done, give us a shout. We'll help you out. Bye, bye, bye.